Guys, I've said it many times in my content. I think Paraguay is a great place to come and optimize a lot of things, including your health. And an absolute blessing that I have found in my first now over a year being here, and I've been using these products the entire time, is Blackjack Tallow. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Cheers, right? Good to have you.
Absolutely. So this is somebody that I've been thinking of having on the channel for quite a while. So yeah, I guess first thing, give us a quick introduction on you and very high level overview of where are we standing? What is all this? And then we will get into more of your story, more of your products, more of ways to optimize your health, living here in Paraguay, and a little bit of kind of the situation in Paraguay as a whole when it comes to finding natural products like this.
Yep, cool. Hi guys, my name's Joseph. My company my business that I've started here is Blackjack Tallow. The base of that is like health ingredients, healthy products, very important for me. And I think it's more about simplifying life and choices and what you're doing rather than trying to complicate things. Most products are very complicated. You look at a label of ingredients, there's like 50 million ingredients. No one knows what the names are or what they mean. Most of my products have 3, maybe 5 ingredients in them, and pretty much everyone alive is going to know what each ingredient is. And I think that's important in products. If health is important to you and longevity is important to you, which it is to me. So the base of mine start with beef tallow, which is about the best thing you can use for cooking, particularly for high temperature. And then I use that to make soap. I've got deodorant, sunscreen, repellent, detergent, washing liquid, moisturizers, a bunch of different products, all for sort of health related stuff. And it's a great country for me to have been able to start that because the cattle industry is massive here and it's very natural. I don't know if that's it's not bastardized. Like it doesn't have a lot of, they're not feeding them a shit ton of soy or corn or grains. They're not shooting them with a lot of stuff. There is a little bit of that. I don't use those cows, but on the whole, the meat here is phenomenal, absolutely incredible. So it allows me to have a very nice base product.
100%. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, a little bit. We'll touch on some individual products. But yeah, guys, what I said in the beginning was true. Like I remember, I can't remember who it was, but I saw him on a YouTube interview right around when I first landed. I remember it was my very first Airbnb and everything. And yeah, I texted him. He came by. I remember we were speaking in Spanish because I didn't know who I was talking to on the WhatsApp. Yeah. And like, oh, dude, it's you, the guy from YouTube. Yeah, he's doing everything, making all the products himself. It's great stuff. And yeah, since then, because for me, I've bought the collagen a few times. Honestly, I need to eat it more. It's the taste is still a bit foreign to me, but I do notice the difference when I eat it.
You eat it?
Yogurt. I mix it in yogurt.
Have you tried it with coffee?
No.
Do it with coffee.
Okay.
So I think that's the best way to have it. I have it that way every day now.
Okay.
And I don't really taste it that much, like 50, 75 grams. Mix it, drink.
And it's a lot of protein, right?
A huge amount of protein. It would be like, if it's a shitty batch and I've got shitty source material for it, it would be maybe 65, 70% protein.
Wow.
If it's a standard batch, it's going to be 80 or higher.
Okay. How many? So in 100 grams, that's like 60 grams.
80 grams for this. 60 gram would be
80 grams.
Absolute minimum. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. 80 grams in your cup of coffee, guys. Okay. I didn't know that. I'll have to give the coffee method a try.
Very nice.
And then the soaps, I haven't used any other soap in Paraguay, honestly, since I first landed. And yeah, they're great. I smell good. Unless I've been out and about running super, sweating and everything, but that goes for everyone. And yeah, my skin's never dry. My skin's never itchy. So yeah, give us now a little bit of backstory. So you've probably broken record. You've probably been asked this a bunch of times, but yeah, what was it like? How did you start the business? And how did you start finding, a little bit of success and, building up your presence in this niche?
Yeah, okay. Business started because basically the goals I'd set with trading, which is what I was doing initially, I wasn't hitting. And I had a time frame on a limit to hit a certain mark. I wasn't close. I'd lost a lot of money trading, so I thought,
When did
I
you
still
first get
do
here?
it, and I'm better at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't at a point where I was comfortable continuing that. And I love business anyways. I've done business. I had businesses in Australia. I was selling shit when I was like 6 years old. Like I was, kids would go home with or
Got
not
that
be,
hustle and
they wouldn't be able to eat lunch because they were buying stuff off me at school and they'd spend their lunch money. Like I was one of those kids. I was always selling. And I really enjoy the process of businesses, of finding something now that people want and they want enough to part with their money. I think that's cool. I enjoy doing that. So it was exciting for me to get back into business. I started initially with like a business partner. It was like the shortest relationship ever. It was like 8 weeks. But he knew how to render tallow. I didn't. I'd made soap with goat fat before because I have goats in Australia. So that's why my dog's on the logo, because I caught goats with him in Australia. And that was like the first time I made soap. So his name's Jack. I'm not called Jack. Most of my clients think I'm called Jack, but I'm not. And he's black. It was literally funny. There was nothing that complicated about the name. I just it was cool because we caught goats together. And then whenever I kill animals or I'm harvesting them, I like using everything that I can. And I hadn't tried soap, so I did. And that was like a bit of a seed because my dad got really, really cool results with his skin for the soap. And he was like the real British Irish skin. He's got had skin cancers and crap all over his hands. And he said, never contacts me, the guy, but contacted me about this and said that he hadn't seen his hands look like that in like 20 years. Wow. So I was like, that's pretty cool. First of all, that he contacted me. Second of all, that he got good results. So and now I hear those sorts of stories from a lot of people here, particularly older people, more so than younger people, get very cool results with their skin with these products. So that's cool. But I started, mainly because the trading wasn't working, had a time limit, didn't hit the goals. A business partner started with me and then we split very quickly and I just started my own brand and off we go.
that was it. Awesome. And quick background, you are from Australia, right?
Australia,
What
yeah.
part?
It's called Orange, the town. It's about 4 hours inland from Sydney.
Okay, gotcha. And when did you first get here to Paraguay?
About 3 years ago now.
3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. Came here for tax purposes. I was living in Colombia in Medellin, and I love Medellin, but it's got really shitty tax rules. So I was like, I need something that's going to fit in that. That was just a personal preference for me. I don't want to pay tax. So, and I think Colombia was like 35% or something like that. So I needed something that was going to fit. I didn't like Georgia in Europe to live. There was no way I was going to do that. And then it was like here in Panama, it was like, just suck it up. Let's go check it out. Because the first time I came to Paraguay, I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah, it was when I was living in Brazil. I came into Ciudad del Este and I hated it.
Wow.
And I was like, I am never, ever going back to this country ever. And now I live here. So now you're here. Sometimes when you make decisions at 18, they're not the best decisions.
True. Very true. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's super cool. And then you had mentioned you came here, you were in Colombia for a while. Very quick, because I'm sure a lot of people watching are curious, especially the type of guys who are into this kind of stuff. They might consider Medellin as well. Quick comparison in terms of, from a health perspective, lifestyle in Medellin versus lifestyle in Paraguay. Would you say there's any pros and cons between the two?
Yeah, good question. The meat's not as good there.
Okay.
It's definitely not as good. And you know that through taste. Like I had good butchers there. For me, it was close to the best meat I've eaten when I was buying it there. It still doesn't compare to here. It's just the quality here is insane. For fruits and things like that, if that's a really important part of your lifestyle, way better there.
Okay.
Way better there. This is not a great country for fruits and vegetables. But if you're on the sort of carnivore life track, you don't really eat much of that anyway. This is a brilliant country.
Okay.
That would be, health-wise, that would be sort of my points for those two.
Well, guys, what do you want on your cutting board? You want a bunch of little apples and pineapples? or do you want some meat, eggs, and honey? What do you want more? But yeah, I from my understanding as well, I would agree. And I'm Puerto Rican out there in the Caribbean.
Yeah, you guys love fruits like crazy. Yeah.
Right. But same thing with the meat. It's very mountainous. There's not, the soil for grazing isn't quite as good, and you can taste the difference. Something for you guys to keep in mind. Place is affordable, place is economical now, but just like, pretty much anywhere else in the world, especially as this economy continues to develop. Watch the last video I posted on where this place is going in the next 5 years. I touched on that topic a little bit more. Prices will increase. But yeah, we do have a lot of opportunity, a lot of runway here.
Yeah. For sure.
Before we transition into, more of the specific products themselves, anything else that's not necessarily meat or diet or even hygiene product related, I guess more so like exercise, lifestyle, maybe culture that you feel like has been a benefit to you from a health perspective and living in Paraguay?
Well, the air is very clean. I think that's probably not something that a lot of, I never really focused it on because I felt I lived in China for ages, so anything compared to China is relative. Blue sky is really important to me, as is sunlight, and I think you get a lot of that here, which is great. I'm not sure about water quality in general. I haven't really done a lot of testing, but it's very cheap to buy big bottles so I get these ones filtered. They say they don't have fluoride in them. And they're like, what would that be in dollars? $2 for like that.
Yep. $2.
It's not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, generally eating out, I think the only thing you got to be a little bit cautious. Well, because there's so many of the asados and that, they don't use a lot of oil on those cookings. I don't ask for anything that's deep fried here. You can get it. It's not, that would be a big difference between like Colombia, right? So what I remember in Colombia is most things, if you're getting like your empanadas or any street food, it was all deep fried.
Okay.
Here you get like the al horno, and it's like, that's what I eat because baked. They're not using the amount of oil if I do eat those things. But yeah, I don't know. Gyms are very easy to get to. If you do steroids and peptides, steroids are readily available if you do those things. I don't know that pumps on the health thing, but there's guys in gyms that do it everywhere. Very much does. Peptides are becoming more prominent here. There's more guys that are starting up businesses.
Yep.
So if that's important, that is available. I don't know what else.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Get some sunlight. One thing, me personally, I wish this place was a little bit more walkable. Asuncion. I wish it was a little bit more pedestrian friendly. I mean, the sidewalks, they are. But I think if you are, able-bodied, have two functioning legs, which not all of us do, God bless, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then just like kind of the road design and just the distances, they're not long, but it's not like, like a Buenos Aires, for example, or obviously like, Europe, or places that are just a lot more designed for pedestrians.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair.
But all right. Next, I want you to, let's see. Well, if we had to pick, like, say, 3 products to talk about in specific, 3 or 4, maybe start with the tallow.
Tallow, collagen,
a little bit more
moisturizer. So they'd be the ones.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And then one more like kind of new niche product as well.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do around. Right. So I'll grab one of these. Tallow. It's fat. It's like, there's not a lot to really say. It's pure fat, rendered from cows, filtered a bunch of times, and then jarred. Like, and you just use it to cook. It lasts for ages. Very similar to coconut oil in use and solidification. It solidifies a little bit longer than coconut oil. I put it in the fridge just because it's going to maintain freshness longer. You don't have to if it's filtered well. So, and if you're buying it in glass, you should be able to see at the bottom if it's filtered well, and there should be maybe a couple little dots, but if it's done properly, there should be nothing,
So if it's not filtered well, you'll see
little black marks at the bottom.
Okay.
It also may not be the filtering process it can be shit in the glass that wasn't cleaned out. But that would, if you're looking at it and you're not sure, that's the way to inspect it. If you're buying it in plastic,
Don't do that.
it's not the preference, but I'm not as against it as I used to be.
Okay.
The distinction you have to make if they're potting it in plastic is it cannot be potted hot. Plastics, when they're cold, not a big issue. Like, you're not going to get a lot of seepage. You're not really getting the microplastics out if it's in the cold. If it's in the heat, that's where you get an enormous amount of problems. Glass is always going to be preference, right? 100%.
Can I show to the camera
Yeah,
here
for
real
sure.
close?
I don't know, benefits of it.
Boom, check it out. Yeah, you can go into that.
Like, it's the big thing. There's certain vitamins and things that it's got that other stuff doesn't have. I don't really care about that. The smoke point thing for me is the big one, and it's got the highest smoke point of like cooking oils, or fats. And what happens with, like, most people think olive oil is really good to cook with, but it's got a very low smoke point, so it's around 70 degrees. And once it goes over the smoke point, any oil, like sunflower oil, is like 20 degrees. Like, it's super low. Maybe not 20, like it's higher than that. But they go carcinogenic really quickly. So once they go over the smoke point. So if you're cooking, if you're eating like fried food, if you're frying things that you're eating and you're cooking at heats that are above like 100 degrees, 90% of oils that you use are creating carcinogenic particles that you are then consuming. Very bad idea. So if you like cooking, you like frying, which I do, a good fat is the way to go. This pig fat's also good, not as good as this for temperature. Duck fat's very good. They're probably the three that I'd go with, but this is still number one for heat.
Awesome.
Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I think that about covers it.
Collagen?
Yes.
The darling product.
Yeah.
These are empty because they can't be left out because it'll stink bad. So the collagen I get from primarily tendons, ligaments, like joint areas of cows. And it's about a 3-day process for me to draw it out. Essentially, you just chuck him in a pot with specific quantity, depending how big your pot is and how much you've got in, specific quantity of water. Don't want too much, otherwise you're going to get a diluted, shitty version. And you very slowly simmer it for like 2 days, 3 days.
Wow.
To draw out the collagen sort of parts from those parts of the body. A lot of people will like look for like bone broths and things like that. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. So long as the cows or animals that you're using are healthy and they've not been fed shit. Like if they're eating soy, if they're eating corn, if they're being shot with the jabs, and I don't know if you're going to get banned. So I want to, I don't want to use a word that's going to get you a strike. If they're being shot with a bunch of shit, medicated, then that goes through into whatever you're rendering. So the end product that you're getting, while still good, you're still going to get positive benefits from it. Nowhere near like a wild animal, for example, or a cow that's just roaming the farms. I used to do this with kangaroos in Australia and like clean because you
Kangaroo collagen.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, tastes foul, but insane.
Wow. Wow.
That was like how I started like 12
You
years
guys
ago.
eat kangaroos out there?
No, I do because I'm weird, but
Okay.
I eat whatever I hunt. So if I'm hunting and I happen to get a kangaroo, that's my food for a while. And the dogs, whatever dogs I'm with, feed the dogs.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I primarily use tendons and ligaments. So mine is brilliant if you have specifically any joint issues.
Okay.
So if you got bad knees, bad elbows, it can be back, like vertebrae sort of shit that goes on, neck. I get people get really good results around the neck. Mine works really well for that because they're the parts of the animal that I'm using. So you get nutrients that are very, very specific to that. Most people lack enormously in those nutrients. So this product can get crazy results very, very quickly. The other thing, I don't know if you noticed, I sure as hell do, it boosts sex drive like crazy. Do you know?
I did not know that.
Man,
Does it really?
Yeah. Think about it. Next time you have it, like if you have it with a coffee in the morning, you're gonna be like 30 minutes after having it, you're like, fuck, I need a woman.
Good problems to have.
So yeah, and cool results I've got with that, again, with older guys whose T levels drop a lot
Okay.
when they have it.
So
They're like,
is that
like
the
I'm
function?
20 again.
It's
No, that was a perk. I didn't know that was a
no.
thing.
I'm saying is testosterone. Is that what's happening? Because would it be like a
That
short?
would make sense, right? I haven't done tests, so I can't make that claim.
Fair
But the anecdotal evidence would point very strongly
Okay.
very strongly in that.
notes.
Even some girls have said that for them. Most girls don't do it generally because of the taste, but the guys that have it, yeah,
Nice.
big results on that front.
Okay.
If that's of interest.
And that's hair and skin. It's good for as well.
Oh yeah, they're like cosmetic stuff. Brilliant for hair, brilliant for skin, brilliant for nails. So that's usually the part that girls are most interested in.
Okay.
Some guys as well, like if your hair's starting to thin out, can help a lot with that.
Anti-aging, essentially. You look younger, longer. Okay.
Yeah, that probably sums it up.
And then how does that compare to the powdered collagen that you find at supplement stores? Do you have is there any major difference there?
Enormous difference. And I think you notice the difference if you use both. I've used powder and I never really noticed any change. I was like, oh, I know this is meant to be good for me, but I'm not really feeling anything. You have this, you know about it. You know about it very, very quickly. You'll feel the difference.
I don't think we specifically covered it or like put it in words, but it's a gelatinous collagen.
I've got, do you want me to,
Sure, if you can.
it's not mine. Where'd I put it? I hit it because it looks gross, but, so this is, that's my one. I'll give it a shake.
Yeah. Show them in there. That's the good stuff, man.
Yeah. So
A little white powder in the tub at
super
GNC.
super solid. I just have like a nice scoop of that with my coffee when I'm having it. And yeah, in the powder form, a lot of problems like restrictions and rules that they've got around the labels and what you can claim. Like they can say it's 100% cow, and it's similar to like essential oils. There's a lot of fuckery in it, and it'll be like they can claim 100% pure on the label if 5% of it is pure, because that 5% is 100% pure.
What?
But there's a ton of that with label regulations, and it's retarded. Yeah, so the they can say like it's 100% cow collagen or vegetable or whatever, and it can just be this tiny little bit of it that is 100% that, and then the rest of it's like something from a lab that is basically no benefit, which is what happens with most powdered collagens that you get in chemists and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know the exact laws. They're going to vary country to country, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that that's just stupid. So if you can find something that, or make your own, if you've got the patience and time to filter it, it's the best way to go. The powdered stuff is not my recommendation.
Okay.
99 times out of 100.
Gotcha.
Funny one about soap actually with that.
Let's do it. Fuck soap.
So it's got mint because I like mint. Oh, it's got the green one. It's like the Hulk soap. So 3 ingredients: fat, sodium hydroxide, water. I use doTERRA essential oils in these as well for scent and therapeutic benefits, although I can't technically claim they have therapeutic benefits, but the oils do. Naturally, you're going to get it if you don't kill them in the making process. Most soaps, if you look at the back of them, have like 1,000 ingredients, and it's just complicated. A lot of them aren't even soap. And this is the thing about labeling, right? So in the US, it's not a rule here, but so Dove doesn't actually make soap by technical definition.
Okay.
For it to be soap, there's a process called saponification, which is the interaction of fat and sodium hydroxide. So you've got to have that interaction of those 2 ingredients to actually make the soap. Most companies don't do that for a variety of reasons. Cost can be one. Efficiency, scalability, I get it. But in the US, they have to, I think Dove calls their soap like a wash bar or something.
Body wash.
Well, yeah, but that would be the liquid, right?
Liquid,
But there's,
okay.
when they do it in bars, they call it like I don't know, it's some bastardized version. So it's not technically soap.
Guys,
But
leave in
it's
the comments. If any of you guys are in the US and you got a Dove soap bar in your bathroom, go find out what do they
Yeah.
need to call it.
Yeah. Because if it doesn't have fat and doesn't have sodium hydroxide and doesn't have water, those three, most of them have water, but the fat and the sodium hydroxide need to interact to make actual soap.
Okay. And then, what would you say to someone who hears, oh, it's just those 3 ingredients, it's not going to get me clean? Like, it's missing all the stuff that cleans.
Well, no, like, that's what you need.
Okay.
Like, and it's not even those 3 ingredients, because this is like, it's a whole different thing. It's like saying that water is hydrogen and oxygen. It's like a different thing though when you put them together in the right quantities, and that's sort of what happens here. So it's like you've got the separate things before, but when they're together in the right quantities, very important. If you are thinking about making your own, which I'd encourage to test out, don't screw up the quantities because you get very bad results. Then yeah, you get a whole different thing when you mix them together.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. One last product I want to talk about, toothpaste.
Okay.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
There's another one I've started using personally. For the past now, like 2 months now, I haven't used fluoride toothpaste ever since.
What do you want to ask about? There's no fluoride in it.
Yeah, just break down.
This was actually the hardest product for me to find a formula that was acceptable. I still think it can improve, but it's good now. Like, I'm happy with it. I think most clients are. It lasts for bloody ages too.
Yeah.
So the base of it, I've got tallow in it, not a lot, because if you do too much, it's too fatty. Coconut oil. The sweetener in it is erythritol, which is like it's meant to have some benefits for cavities and shit in your teeth, and it makes it taste less like dirt, because I use clays. So if you don't have something in there, if you take that in big quantity, yes, it's bad for you. The quantity that you're using to brush your teeth, it's basically negligible. I can't put honey in it because it can, I think the interaction that it can like go bad, it can ruin the product or some shit. I certainly couldn't get registered if I had honey in it. So just because the honey I use is raw honey, so you got restrictions around that. But the erythritol's got like benefits for the teeth. Then you've got a green clay and a white clay, bicarb soda, and activated charcoal. And they're all the couple other oils that I use in there as well. They're pretty strong cleaners. Like, so you don't need to be brushing your teeth for like 5 minutes. They're very intense. But they're not too abrasive where they're gonna like ruin the enamel or anything on your teeth if you're not using it all day, every day. So if you've got like, if you're one of those persons with like a hand wash obsession where you wash your hands till they bleed, but you're doing that with like brushing your teeth, probably don't use this. If you don't like wasting a lot of time to cleaning your teeth, you want it done quick, this is great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And fluoride in toothpaste.
Oh, no fluoride.
Why?
Because it's shit.
Why? to the untrained viewer.
Fluoride's a neurotoxin. That'd be the base of it all. I think the more you can take that out of anything and everything that you use, the better. I just know it's a neurotoxin. I know I feel better and I think a lot clearer when I don't have that in my life. And I notice the difference when I go back, particularly with water, and I start drinking water that's got fluoride in it just because I don't have access to anything else. The big thing for me is I can't think as clear. I don't feel as sharp. So that's just me. That's my experience for me. And I think that's how you should test these products. You shouldn't take my word on it. You shouldn't take anyone's word on it. You shouldn't be listening to your doctors and thinking they know everything. You shouldn't be listening to some guy on Twitter and think that he knows everything. I think you should try it, understand that your body, your genetics are going to be slightly different from other people. And some things are going to agree and work better with you than they will with others. So saying that there's this one pill that's going to give the exact same result for everyone, I think is retarded. But I think if you're using products that are naturally going to uplift your immune system in particular and your health, generally you're going to move in the right direction. The exact results for you will probably vary a little bit to the person next to you. And that's just because we're all individuals and we all have individual makeup that's slightly different. That's my take.
Awesome. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, I personally would agree as well. Yeah, find out what works best for you. I know, maybe follow some general guidelines. Maybe there's certain ingredients that we can definitely consider. Okay, these are definitely a no-go. There's other ingredients and other, macronutrients that are like, okay, these are good.
Yep.
But then kind of refine from there. And yeah, I've been on that saga here personally, and little stuff. Well, one step at a time. First I got the toothpaste, but I was using a regular plastic toothbrush. Now I told him now I have a boar's hair toothbrush, right? So I'm looking at the microplastics from the toothbrush. First I was using the soap on a plastic loofah. Now, no, I have a natural vegetable sponge. So yeah, little stuff you'll optimize, one day at a time down here in Paraguay.
Yeah. But like, it's cool that those things are available here, and it's a good location if health is a priority. There's gonna be trade-offs for that. There's certain things in the first world that you're just not going to get here. But if health is right at the top of the tree for you, I think you can hit 95% of your markers here.
Where do you see the health, fitness centric community going in Paraguay? I partially ask because I know in Medellin, they have a lot more of these like health activities and like sauna, like group sauna clubs and like all this sort of stuff.
Sauna clubs. Well, there's a lot of spas here.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe it'll be slightly repurposed. I think the gym scene is growing, although I think some of the prices they charge for the gyms here are ridiculous. Given it, like, it's third world. So I think charging first world prices or more is a little absurd. But I would assume that movement just continues to grow.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to diminish. So it would seem odd, but you are getting both sides of it, right? Like, so you're going to have more of the shit stuff come in as well as you're going to have more of the growth. I think people are just going to sort of choose which side they want to go with. I mean, that's the cool thing here. You get to choose, not like you're not being forced to eat and live this certain way. You can choose to eat in a different format, and you can choose to use products that are of a certain persuasion. You don't have a government telling you must do this, or you can't go into this restaurant. Like, there's none of that here, and I love that. But the growth on the I just got the blanket. The growth on the negative side of those things I was saying before would be a lot of the farming stuff. A lot of the Brazilians are coming here. Enormous amount of immigrants here are Brazilians. And a lot of them are buying up farmland, and they're doing the soy and corn with all the Monsanto crap that they're done and are doing in Brazil, and they're bringing it over here. That is a growing problem. And it's something to be aware of. And that is going to affect cattle industry, because you are going to get more cattle that are fed those things. I think there's still a pretty good window on that.
Okay.
Where you've probably got a good 3 to 5 years of something quite clean. And I think more people are looking to buy up land to have their own. Like, I want to have my own farm here this year, because I want my own animals. I want to control the whole process of my business from the ground up.
That'd be super cool.
Well, it's the only step that I don't really have.
Wow,
It's like
the cow
owning the cows and the feeding. I know the guys I work with, and I trust them. And you can tell that the fat that you produce, that it's good, or if you get a shit batch, I just throw it out. But I haven't done that yet. So I like that the option's there. Like, I think the health's going to grow, but I do think the other side is going to grow as well.
Okay. Gotcha. Last question. Doing business in Paraguay in general, how has it been for you? Any business advice you would give to people who want to pursue entrepreneurship down here?
Starting is easy. Getting going, any idea, if you've got a little bit of go about yourself, any idea that you've got, you just got to put in the time. Cost is not a big barrier. Regulation is not a big barrier to start. Yeah, very easy. Okay. Once you start moving towards the growth stages, yeah, you've got a little bit more of the bureaucratic crap. You got more stuff that you got to get registered. You've got different processes you got to jump through. Still probably 1,000 times easier than anything in Australia. I know that for sure. Probably 1,000 times easier than anything in the US or Europe as well. But yes, there are those steps, particularly if it's food related, supplement related, those sort of nutrition, anything that you're consuming. Yeah. Cosmetic stuff, less so. There's ways around it, but there's also ways around it in the first world. So, I just think those ways are a little bit harder. Here's easier.
Okay. So your barrier to entry is lower, right? You can kind of get your
Super low.
idea off
You
the
get-
ground.
Yeah, easy. Very easy to get started. Once you start growing, it gets a little bit trickier, but not massive. It's a time thing, and a lot of it's pain in the ass. Like getting the shop registered with the municipality, for example, was, oh my gosh, the amount of stairs I went up and down that day. So you go into the building and you've got to. It's retarded. Like the system, it's so stupid, but it is their system, and it's just a time thing. You sort of just got to block a day out,
Right.
and go and do it, because you've got to get like a stamp from one person, and then you got to go get a receipt from the next person, and then you got to go pay at the next one, and then after you've paid at this one, you got to go up 13 flights of stairs, get a stamp from this person with a receipt of this payment to go and get another one from this guy down the bottom, and then you got to take that one up the top to get another. Like it's crazy. It's it's absolutely stupid. It's very bureaucratic, but it's a time thing. It's not really
Not that difficult.
no, it's not difficult. It's monotonous. It's crazy monotonous. But if you got a little bit of time, or you can just pay a Paraguayan to do it, a couple $100. I want to understand the system, so I went and did it myself. But you can pay people to do those things.
Yep.
Personal preference. But yeah, time thing, definitely not impossible. Something you can definitely do by yourself. But yeah, a little bit slow.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I personally found that as well. Patience.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue here. But yeah, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. And you guys, at Blackjack Tallow, Instagram. I'll put the stuff on the screen. I'll put it in the description for sure. Yeah, follow him on Instagram. He makes Instagram content as well. You can, see some of his videos talking about some of his products, some of the health benefits, some ingredients to look out for, that sort of thing. Come to the store. He can deliver to you as well if you're not too far. Anything else that they should know?
No, I'll do delivery all of Paraguay. So Paraguay's fine. Not international yet, but
Okay.
I mean, on that theme of long-term goal, Paraguay was never my goal.
Okay.
My goal was always export, and it was like a 4 or 5 year vision for the business.
Okay.
It was never 1 year. So, yeah, I think I love how you put it. It's like if you've got that long-term, the country rewards you, which it does. 100% rewards you.
But yeah, we won't yak your ear off for too much longer. Stay tuned for the next one. Links in the description for all the stuff that you guys know you can find in my description. Reach out to me on Instagram at SomeoneExpat. And we'll see you again here soon in the land of the future, in the land of long time horizons and forward long-term thinkers.
Actually love that.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Ciao, ciao.